What is my cord tangled on? What is happening? Okay. Okay. Oh, I should have asked. Do I sound all right?
Yes, you sound fine.
Okay, good. All right. Counting down in 3, 2, 1.
What is up? I'm Pat,
And I'm Sean.
and this is the 6 Months Behind podcast for the week of 11/14/16, where we discuss all the comics that came out this week on the Marvel Unlimited app, which we have a love-hate relationship with. Sometimes we love it. Sometimes when Sean can't get to the comics he wants in the manner in which he wants, he hates it, but hey, that's life. So,
Hey, man. Nothing's perfect.
there you go. There you go. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Spent most of the day with the family, so my brain's a little numb, but other than that, I'll be all right.
Well, there you go. You
Yeah, we got
family
great
time,
comic books to talk about.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
That's what they tell me.
Come on, man. You'll miss them when they're gone.
That's what they tell me.
Okay, yes, we have a good week of comic books. Let's move on.
Yeah, we
Yes,
do.
we have X-Men comics this week. We've been weeks
Hooray,
without them.
finally.
We've been weeks without them, and we have 2 this week. I thought we had 3. We have 2 or 3.
No, we have, there was a X-Men 92.
Yeah, I didn't put that on our list, did I?
That's fine. It was not good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't talk about it then.
Yeah, well, neither were the other two, so.
Oh, the Uncanny book was good.
Eh,
And the all new book wasn't bad. Come on, man.
we'll get to it.
You're just a hater.
Nah, well, a little. But just to let you guys know, we do discuss the plot points of these books. So if you don't want to be spoiled, come back later. We will still be here after you've read all the comic books.
Or you can go to the website, which is www.6monthsbehind, sixmonthsbehind.com, and read about the teasers of the comics, decide which comics you want to read, and then come back to us. Or you can email us about the comics at
6monthsbehind.com 6months@gmail.com.
6 months behind or 6 months.
I don't know anymore. It's 6monthsbehind@gmail.com.
And we're off to a spectacular start. So we'll begin discussing our Avengers issues this week, which begin with Ultimates number 7, which is a spectacular start to the week.
Man, this book has been so good from issue number 1. It would be hard to draw up a top 5 of the best books that Marvel's publishing right now, but this would be in it.
We say that every week, but really, and here's how good this book is. I talked about this, but I am creating a chart of everything that's going on in the Marvel Universe for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's coming in the last 2 or 3 years, both in the 616 universe, all the Marvel multiverse, and you tie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it all centers around what's going on in the Ultimates. That's how good this book is.
Yeah. So what you basically got is Captain Marvel's dealing with international diplomats, and somebody's messing with fragments of the Cosmic Cube. And in your B story, you've got Black Panther and the whole thing with what do they call him? Antimatter Man?
Yeah, he's the dude that brought back from the outside the universe.
Yeah, from a couple issues ago, and they're trying to decide what to do with him. Which it was really interesting to hear what Black Panther had to say regarding him.
Yeah. Black Panther was just like, oh, I got a solution. We kill him. Kill him now.
Yeah.
Be done with it.
Everybody else is like, no, he deserves a fair trial. And he's like, yeah, this guy didn't steal, a pack of bubble gum or didn't even commit murder. He poses a threat to reality itself. Meanwhile, Captain Marvel's investigating a team of scientists who are experimenting with cosmic cube fragments. And she's like, we literally just had this thing called Pleasant Hill. Maybe you don't remember. It was like 20 minutes ago. Could you please stop doing that?
Yeah.
But it's for a good cause. Don't care. Stop it. Right now.
And while she's talking to the Shire, they're like, hey, we need to come investigate it. She's like, no, you don't, because if it was a red-headed mutant involving the Phoenix Force, you'd already be here. But it's not, so it's none of your business.
Yep. And then we have a little surprise at the end.
Yeah.
I won't get into that, but yeah, just read the book.
Yeah, there you go. Great book. Great book.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely one of the best things that they're publishing at all. That and this Vision book.
Yeah,
I would have a hard time putting a top 5 list together, but those 2 books would be in it.
Civil War #0 is coming out next week, and this book is just crashing headlong into it.
Oh yeah, I imagine everything's going to start tying into Civil War or getting canceled.
Yeah, we did have a cancellation this week, and
yeah, we had one.
I wish we'd have had 2 or 3, but we just had one.
That's funny. Moving on to All New, All Different Avengers #9. I'm
trying to remember what this book was about.
Yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed this book, if only because it's told from the perspective of Jarvis, who
doesn't get enough credit as a character in the Avengers.
No, he doesn't, but occasionally he gets issues like this that are told from his perspective, and it really makes you appreciate him.
Yes.
And he's not adjusting well to the new Avengers life, the broke Avengers life.
It's not really a broke Avengers life. Maybe it is.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, they're working out of an old air hangar. He's cooking with a hot plate and very little else. And every other day the place is getting attacked by cosmic forces or supervillain of some kind or another. This time it's the Vision being weird, which the Vision just keeps having problems. And I'm starting to wonder if that's going to work up to something.
I really don't know how all this ties together. Very often, we drop hints about these things, and because we are 6 months behind, and we do know the future, and I in particular know the future because I read books ahead. But I really don't know what's going on with the Vision.
Right.
I don't know what's happening here.
In this book, he got messed with Kane for a little while. And then in this book, he's like out of phase with time. And then there's whatever's going on in the actual Vision book. So I don't know. And I was actually kind of hoping you could be like, oh yeah, that ties into something they're doing later on. But if not, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, because Marvel's pretty good about tying things together, making sure that all these plot lines of major characters like that tie together. And you assume they are, but I don't really know.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's a long, they're going for the long game here. Maybe it's something that we're not even going to see for another year or two, but Vision's messed up, man, and something's wrong, and Tony needs to fix it.
Yeah. I'm going to give me a sound effects bar. And every time we have a great Alex Ross cover, I'm just going to hit the sound effects bar.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is another great Alex Ross cover.
I didn't even realize this was an Alex Ross cover.
You didn't look at it close enough, man, because I think...
Yeah, clearly not.
It's good.
Oh, yeah. It is. Oh, that's the Vision, too. So if you're wondering why the Wasp is on the cover, apparently... their daughter, they being the Pyms,
No.
Hank Pym and the one before him, before Janet,
Yes.
that
His
that
first
never,
one.
yeah, that is a retcon, isn't she?
I think she was a Soviet spy or something. I don't know, man.
No, what I'm saying, she wasn't. You know, the whole story was that it was just Hank Pym and Janet Pym for the longest time, and then they split up, and then they made up some story about him having a previous marriage, and
No, no, no. If you go all the way back to the 1961 Ant-Man stories, he's a divorcee dating a very young Janet Van Dyke.
oh, well, all right then.
Come on, man. You got to know your comic history. Or that's what
I
I'm
was
for.
I was not. Yeah, that's what you're here for. I was not aware of that, but
Okay.
apparently, Hank Pym and his previous wife had a daughter that is now assuming the persona of the Wasp,
Yes.
and that's kind of the big story in this particular issue. And
Yeah.
we won't get into specifics, but yeah, it was all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That brings us to the Spider-Man books of the week, of which we had 2 and something.
We're
The
not
first
gonna
one is
talk
Web Warriors number 7.
What about Avengers number 9?
Oh, I missed Avengers number 9. Did I miss Avengers number 9?
I don't know.
All
It's in the
new, all
notes.
different Avengers number 9.
I didn't realize there was Avengers number 9, and if there was, I didn't read it.
Dude, that's
No.
what we just talked about. All new, all different Avengers.
Oh, I should learn to read. I'm telling you, man, my brain's fried today.
That's what we just talked about, brother.
Yeah, well, I can't read. Let's move on.
Okay. I'm going to continue. That brings us to the Spider-Man section of our comics this week, which begins with Web Warriors number 7, which I hope you remember reading and you haven't smoked too much weed and you can remember reading.
I haven't smoked any weed ever, so
Okay, I'm simply trying to figure out what's happened here.
I've had a long day. Yeah, did you not read this?
I did not. This is one of the few books I haven't read.
That's right. You told me that earlier. You have like this weird cold open where they're on Earth 138, and the Spider-Men on that Earth are a rock band. They're like a punk rock band who are rebelling against their corporate overlords. One of which being the Vulture, who's this super weird business guy. And yeah, that's what's going on there. Yeah, the book's kind of middling. I mean, you get a little background about Spider-Woman, and you learn a little bit about this particular Earth 138, which is it's basically the 2099 universe, except not. And you have Doctor Doom. It's Howard the Duck if he were Doctor Doom. He's one of the big villains. And that's about it. It was not a good issue, actually.
It sounds like it was pretty bad.
I'm making it sound worse than it is, but it was kind of everywhere. It was, hey, let's talk about this now. Okay, let's talk about this now. Okay, let's talk about this now. Okay, we're over. And it really felt like a filler issue, to be honest, because it didn't play into any of the things we've talked about in the previous 2 issues of this book. And the Noir Spider-Man is nowhere to be found. So I really
took a left turn.
Yeah, it kind of took a little bit of a left turn.
Well, there you go.
They're still trying to repair the web of fate or whatever it's called, and the weird mechanical spider guys being weird and mechanical, and yeah, it's pretty much it. Spider Ham 2099 shows up. He's
Oh,
just
there you
like
go.
he's just like regular Spider Ham, except he's wearing a different costume.
Okay.
So there went your opportunity to do anything unique with that character. Yeah, it was mediocre.
Ah. Okay, let's stop here a moment.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, my wife is walking around the backyard looking for scrap wood to build a fire, and she wasn't exactly happy with me coming in here in the first place. So we can do one of two things. We can either leave this running live for like 15 or 20 minutes and let me go deal with that situation, or we can start over later, and I don't know if you can splice two of these things together.
When you say start over later, what do you mean?
I mean, start over later.
Later being when?
I don't know. Late tonight or tomorrow night, or I don't even know. Maybe Sunday.
Can we do it tomorrow night?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, what do you want to do?
Is there any way to splice this together with another one, or do we just got to start over from scratch? Tell you what, for now, just keep this feed open for a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, just keep it open for a few minutes. I'll be back. Or I'll text you.